Hello, everyone. My name is Debbie Kelly. I'm a field specialist in horticulture with University of Missouri Extension. I'm based in Jefferson County, just south of St. Louis. What I'm going to provide to you today is a little tidbit of information about marketing your crops. So first things first, when I ever talk to folks, I ask them, do you want to be a price taker or a price giver? A price taker is someone who's going to grow their crops, grow their commodities, and take it somewhere and be paid the price that that purchaser is going to pay for it, such as a wholesaler or a grocery store. Or what you could do is you could be a price giver. And that's going to be where you set up and you have to do a little bit more extra marketing, but you can set the prices that you want for the crops or the products that you're actually going to be selling. There are pros and cons to both sides of this, of being a price taker and a price giver. And so over the next couple of issues, I'm going to be talking about those different ways that you can do your marketing and be a price taker or a price giver. You can also be both by marketing in different arenas of being able to sell those products. The first thing I wanted you to look at are what are some of those different options of being able to market. These are a few that I'll probably talk about over the next several issues. So what are the options? You have to first figure out what you want to be. Price taker, price giver. Either one, whatever's going to fit best into your particular marketing enterprise that's going to be best for you and for the overall profitability of the farm. So figure that out. Do you want to sell at a farmer's market? That's a great place to start if you're just starting out growing. CSA, or community supported agriculture, and I'll talk about that in the next issue. We can look at agritourism, pick your own, and roadside stands. Those all are very similar in the advantages and disadvantages of being able to sell through those locations. You can sell to restaurants, online sales, and that's become very popular because of COVID and how that's happened. It's totally changed our world and how we look at marketing. Grocery stores, wholesale, and of course, produce auctions. So I'm going to get us jump started today on some of the advantages of selling at a farmer's market. So selling at a farmer's market is a great way for you to build your reputation with your particular customer base. The customers come every week, they know where you are, you develop those personal relationships with those customers. You have customer preferences. They actually will tell you one-on-one, oh, I really liked what you had last week, or I don't see it here on your table. Are you going to have it again? That helps you to decide what to grow or not to grow next year. Customer connections, of course, you build that personal relationship. And once you build that relationship, those personal relationships are pretty hard to go ahead and sever. You can set your own price. Now, granted, at a farmer's market, you don't want to outprice any of your competitors that might be there. And so you want to stay pretty close into what everyone else is selling at that same price. Automatic customers. People are going to come to a farmer's market. They may not necessarily come to be purchasing directly from you because they may not know that you're there, but they're going to come because it's a farmer's market. You don't have to go out and advertise. The market itself is going to be doing that advertising. And as those customers come by, just be friendly, chat with them, say hi. You get immediate payment. That transaction of buy, purchase, and sell happens all exactly at that one moment in time. It's a good entry point. So if you're starting out growing vegetables and fruits or any other of the specialty crops, you want to start slow and grow as your market grows, and you want to test that market. And the farmer's market is an excellent location for you to be able to do that. You don't have to worry about advertising so much. The farmer's market generally does that for you. You grow as your market grows. And so as you become better at growing, better at marketing, develop those personal skills and relationships, you can start expanding. You have contact directly with those customers. Again, that immediate feedback is what you're going to get on whether a customer likes something or they don't like something. What are some of those disadvantages of being at a farmer's market? You must be there when the market is open. Each farmer's market, as I say, has its own personality, and so they'll have their own guidelines, regulations, code of conduct that you need to follow. Some farmers markets may say that it's okay for you when you're done selling, pack up and leave. Other farmers markets will say, no, you still need to have your table set up and still engage and visit with customers as they walk past. You must enjoy working with people. And a lot of folks get into farming because they want to be able to grow and to produce. But when you're looking at markets, especially with specialty crops, and especially when you first start out, you have to be able to work with people because you have to develop those markets over time. Customer loyalty may not necessarily be to you, but to the market. So I know when I've gone to a bunch of the different farmers markets, I know specifically who I want to buy from. There might be a jewelry or a woodworker or some other type of a vendor that's there, and I have no interest in purchasing those items, but I know who and which items I want to purchase and who I want to purchase from. It takes a lot of labor. You harvest, you wash, you pack, you get up really early the next day, you load everything up, you drive to the market, you set up the market, you're there waiting for customers to come to you. Then you have to pack up everything and take it back home and figure out what you're going to do with what you haven't sold. So it takes a lot of time. Of course, you have transportation you have to think about. And how are you going to keep some of those products cool if you need to, especially in the heat of the summer? They consider it competition, but I think the more folks you have at a farmer's market, the busier it looks, the more that your customers or the general public are actually going to stop and walk through that market. I know that's the case for me with my job. If I see a farmer's market, I'm going to stop. But I'll be honest with you, is it worth my time if there's only 2 or 3 people set up and most of them have the same type of product versus if there's going to be 15 vendors that are going to be there? I'm probably going to make the stop and get out of the car and just go up and look. And then there's always that guarantee that you're not going to sell out of everything. So what are you going to do with those extra vegetables, extra fruit, specialty crops that you haven't sold at the market? You have to think about what you're going to do with those things. So here we've started. We've talked about some advantages and disadvantages of being and selling at a farmer's market. And next issue, I'll be back and we'll talk about community supported agriculture.